Blackmoor Castle, 150 years earlier. King Edmund the Unworthy clutched the sheets of his deathbed, his once handsome face now gaunt and yellowed from poison. The assassin had done his work well, but not swiftly enough. Brother Aldous, the last loyal servant in a court of vultures, bent close as the king's cracked lips moved. "The child lives." Aldous stiffened. "Your Majesty, you have no legitimate heir. The council will." Ravenspire, Edmund gasped, his fingers digging into Aldous' wrist like claws. "Isolde, hit him. Swear to me. Swear you'll protect." A final, wet rattle. Then silence. Aldous closed the king's staring eyes. If this secret got out, the War of the Five Daggers would seem like a squabble. He made his choice. That night, a single page burned in the castle hearth, the record of Edmund's last words. But Aldous kept one copy. Buried. Waiting. Lady Eleanor Blackwood wasn't just forgotten, she was erased. While King Aldrich III hosted lavish hunts, she languished in the archives, cataloguing tax records like a glorified clerk. But tonight, the crumbling copy of genealogies of the northern houses fell apart in her hands, revealing a scrap of vellum tucked inside. "To the child of my blood though not my name, the right of kings flows in his veins. Let no man deny him, though all the world lies." Edmund the Unworthy. Eleanor's breath hitched. This wasn't just a scandal. It was a claim. A shadow moved at the edge of the lantern light. "That doesn't belong to you." Brother Tomas, the castle's ancient historian, stood in the doorway, his face ashen. Tomas dragged her into the scriptorium and barred the door. "You hold death in your hands," he whispered. "Then why keep it?" Eleanor countered. Tomas hesitated. Then, with trembling fingers, he pressed a rusted key into her palm. "The Vault of Whispers. Below the chapel. Go tonight." Before she could ask more, a thud echoed from the corridor. Tomas' eyes widened. "They know." The door exploded inward. The cursed Moors. Eleanor fled the castle with an arrow in her cloak and Tomas' dying scream ringing in her ears. The villagers spat at the mention of the Ravenspire witch. "She drinks the blood of babes," one muttered. The witch's hut stank of iron and rotting herbs. Her milky eyes rolled back as she seized Eleanor's wrist. "You seek the king that never was." A bone cracked in the fire. The flames turned green, revealing a babe with silver eyes, ripped from his mother's arms. A dagger plunging into a cradle. A crown sinking into black water. The witch grinned. The veins didn't hide Edmund's heir. They drowned him. Then, a new vision. Eleanor herself, standing over a grave, a bloody crown in her hands. "But the dead," the witch croaked, "do not stay buried." Malachi Vane was waiting at the gates of Wolf's Crag, his smile a knife's edge. "Lady Blackwood. We've been expecting you." His ancestors glared from oil portraits, all sharp cheekbones and cruel mouths. That night, Eleanor found the true family legacy. A ledger in Malachi's study. "The bastard is dead. The line is ended. Only we remain." Lord Cassian Vane, 152 years prior. But beneath it, scrawled hastily. "Unless the witch lied. Unless the blood persists." The crypt wasn't just a tomb. It was a shrine. The skeleton of a child, its tiny ribs shattered, lay atop a slab. Carved into the stone. "Here lies the king that never was. May he never rise." As Eleanor reached for the crown resting on the bones. "I wouldn't do that." Malachi stood in the doorway, a dagger in one hand, a rope in the other. Some secrets should stay dead. The fight was brutal. Eleanor fought like a cornered wolf, but Malachi was stronger. As he pinned her against the child's tomb, his breath hot on her neck, she grasped the crown. And slammed it into his temple. Malachi staggered. The crown rolled. And landed on the child's skull. The ground shook. The crypt screamed. And the skeleton's hand twitched. Malachi's face drained of blood. No. No. He fled. Eleanor ran, but not before taking the crown. The kingdom burned in the wake of her revelation. King Aldrich laughed when she presented the evidence, until she produced the crown. Where did you? Edmund's heir was murdered, Eleanor declared before the assembled lords. By the Vanes. By traitors. And now, the throne is empty. The archbishop's hands shook as he placed the crown on her head. But that night, as Eleanor stared into her mirror, the reflection smiled. With silver eyes. Malachi returned at the head of an army. You wear a dead child's crown, he snarled. Eleanor's lips curled. Do I? She cut her palm, letting blood drip onto the crown. The rubies glowed. The castle trembled. And from the depths of the crypts, a voice echoed. Mine. Malachi's men deserted as the ground split open, revealing the child's corpse, now standing, its hollow eyes fixed on Eleanor. Sister. Because Eleanor had lied. She wasn't just Edmund's descendant. She was the bastard's bastard, the true heir. And the dead king was her brother. The battle was short. Malachi died screaming as the risen king tore him apart. Eleanor knelt before her brother's corpse. Rest now, she whispered, placing the crown on his brow. The corpse crumbled to dust. The crown rolled back to her. And the kingdom was hers. Years later, Queen Eleanor ruled with an iron fist. But on the anniversary of her coronation, she descended into the crypt, where a new tomb stood. Inside, Malachi's bones, kneeling in eternal submission. Eleanor smiled. Some secrets, she murmured, are best kept buried. She locked the crypt. And the crown never glowed again.